What is going on, guys? Nightly Recon here. I got a comment on under one of my videos that I posted about the operators, asking, well, not really asking, but saying that I should have described the operators for multiplayer versus terrorist hunt. And so that is what I'm doing this video about. And so we're just gonna get right into this video here. So because I gotta start my live stream, I get to get that going, so I can go ahead and start playing. Okay, um for terrorist hunt, I do like to use IQ only because of her special ability. Uh, since the AIs like to place down a lot of like C4 charges and other explosive charges that could kill you and possibly your entire squad, like the bomber. Like if you can hear the bomber but you just can't see the bomber, you can always pull out that IQ, find like a moving bomb or something. Just find a bomb, and if it's moving there, and you know it's a bomber and you know where he's coming from, and you can start shooting at him through walls with the pistol. So the IQ definitely does come in handy for a terrorist hunt. Um, another person I like to use is Ash, only because if you're behind if the enemy, say if you're playing as we're gonna use an example here as defuse a bomb or biohazard or whatever. If you have a wall in front of you and you know there's enemies on the other side of the wall because of the drone, you can always switch over to her special ability, which is like a M23, like M23 or something like that. And you basically shoot that at the wall, and I don't know if it goes through the wall. I don't know. I think it just goes in the wall and detonates. But anyway, it kills anybody that's around that wall, and it also destroys that wall. So it makes a breaching area for your team. Thermite is another guy I like to use for terrorist hunt, only because they definitely do like to put up a lot of reinforced walls throughout the entire map, and it's kind of like random. But you know, sometimes they do block an entrance to the room that you need to get into, so you have that thermite right there on hand. Now, for online, oh, and another thing, guys, for terrorist hunt is you want a suppressor on all your weapons. That is a killer. I always hate getting to a squad and nobody else having suppressor on me. Only because if you shoot and you don't have a suppressor on, then they're gonna, like 30 of them are gonna come charging right at you and possibly take your entire squad out, because I've had that happen. So you just need a suppressor, because if you have a suppressor, you shoot, nobody knows where you're at. They hear the gunshots, they just can't find it because it's not loud enough. So that's definitely, you guys will definitely need a suppressor on anyway. I've made my mistakes of not having a suppressor on. I'm glad I put mine on. Anyways, for multiplayer, I definitely like to use either thermite or fuse. Not so much IQ, maybe sometimes IQ, but not as much. So, and the reason I like to use fuse and thermite on online and terrorist hunt, because I also use fuse on terrorist hunt, is because, you know, online, once you, like, if you're defending the hostage, everybody puts reinforced walls up on walls that you can shoot through. So thermite definitely comes in handy for that situations. And again, on terrorist hunt, same thing. Get a reinforced wall, you can breach through that. Now, fuse is a little tricky to use, because if you're playing terrorist hunt, fuse is not really that handy, only if you're smart enough to know where you can breach from that won't affect the hostage at all. Like, I have found if you're about 8 meters, like either in front or behind or side to side, as long as you're like 8 meters away from the hostage and fuse cluster charges, you should be good. Because I always make sure I'm at least 8 meters away. Like, I try to find a wall that's like 8 meters or farther. Closer than that, I think you're going to kill the hostage or at least injure it. So, mainly, I don't really like to use fuse online. I do, but then I don't. Just depending on the game mode. Like, defuse bomb or capture the biohazard, definitely use fuse, because you can put that up onto a wall, and the charges would go in there and take out anybody that's in the way, and then you can breach that wall that you put the fuse on. So that definitely comes in handy. For terrorist hunt, it's basically the same thing. I just don't like to use it because you're working more as a team, I guess, somewhat, because online, if you're not on a squad, if you're just playing with a bunch of randoms, then they don't know what to do. They're just kind of going on themselves. But as a team on terrorist hunt, if you guys all have headsets, it really comes in handy. If you guys all have headsets, fuse really isn't needed, because you guys are all like kind of in a line, checking door to door. I know that's at least what my squad and I do that I play with. So we don't really use fuse. Definitely for defenders though, if like you're defending the hostage on terrorist hunt, or anything, definitely use Tonk. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I'm not sure. Usually Tonka or Castle. Honestly, guys, I think Castle is the most useless operator here because all he does is just reinforce walls with like a heavier thing, which that, oh my god, it does not make a difference. So I find Castle the most useless to use. I like to use Smoke on defending only because you get like the gas grenades, and so that works pretty well. And I usually have a buddy sitting up on the Tonka on the big LMG, and wherever he's aiming at, like his view, I'll usually throw a gas grenade or like your gas charger, but not up on the roof. So if he gets like more than 3 riot shields that he can't take out, I'll just he'll warn me, he'll tell me to deploy the gas, and I'll deploy it, and there it goes. It goes off. Also online, you can also do the same thing with a buddy, or you can throw it down if they start breaching through a room. You can just toss it in the room and do the same thing. So basically, the different classes kind of do the same thing on both terrorist and operators, but definitely use silencers. And I mainly like to use IQ for terrorist, and I explained why, because of all the IEDs and explosives that they like to throw down, and plus the bomber. Well, guys, I think this is the end of the video. I don't really know much else to say because I've explained like the difference between multiplayer and terrorist hunt. I've explained why I like to use them on different game modes, not different game modes, but on multiplayer and terrorist hunt, like different playing types, I guess. But again, definitely, guys, use silencers. That's like the biggest thing, because to be honest, I hate getting in a squad full of guns that are not suppressed. That just ruins it. Basically. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys like this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, leave me feedback. Tell me what you guys did not like and did like about this video. Ask questions, guys. Don't be afraid to ask questions. I'll make a video explaining that questions after I get about 3 or 4 questions, and then I'll do a video explaining all 4 of them or 3 of them. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Hopefully it's kind of helpful and explain like what kind of classes to use a little bit more than my last video did. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys have a good night, and I will see you guys later.